Yes, sir. One, two.
There we go. Yeah. How about a nice hand for Harvey? First time here. So tomorrow's Juneteenth. Everybody ready to celebrate? So do you know the difference between Juneteenth and St. Patty's Day? Anybody? What? Everybody wants to be Irish on St. Patty's Day. You guys been watching the World Cup? This soccer stuff is insane. You got the Scottish guys up in Boston, they drank the fucking place dry. They ran out of beer, even Sam Adams. And then you got the Italians. The Italians were traveling down south in Alabama. They wanted a nice Italian meal. Somebody sends them to Olive Garden. They reported back to Rome. This place is a culinary hate crime. They make a shit. Then you got the Japanese who show up literally with their own garbage bags to the stadium, right? They live under this philosophy, leave it the way you found it. And they're talking to the Japanese guy, and he's got his blue bags, he's handing them out. He goes, we clean the stadium before we leave. Make American people very happy. And of course, you got the Mexicans who ended up at Taco Bell. Now, any Mexican I know would never eat at Taco Bell, but they heard the song, Run for the Border, and they got all confused. And finally, you got the Iranians, and all they really want out of this World Cup is to get a Buc-ee's by Christmas in Iran. So I grew up in the 70s, and it was a very, very different time. You know, there were no cell phones, so no one was taking pictures, which meant there was no documentation, because if there was, I would have ended up with an indictment. Everything we did would have got us in trouble. You know, there was no allergies. People didn't have peanut allergies. There was no ADHD, none of that shit. People didn't have celiac disease. There's a whole generation of kids now that could be taken out by a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Tell me.
You know, we used to go, when we were kids, we used to go to strip clubs. We used to smoke cigars. We used to drink scotch. We had a great time. Now, young guys, they go to kava bars. They smoke blueberry vapes. They drink kombucha. I don't know what it is. And they roll joints with filters. They got little filters at the end of their joints. And they sit around the kava bar and they talk about their feelings. We didn't have feelings. We had cocaine and we had Quaaludes, but no feelings. You know, the other thing that I miss about the 70s is pubic hair. Whatever happened to pubic hair? It's all hardwood now. The shag is gone. When I was a young man, you had to be very intrepid to muff dive. There was a very specific technique we used to use. Let me show you. You wanted to get those loose hairs out of the way so you didn't choke. Now that we're much older, you still do the same blow, but it's just to get the cobwebs out of the way. You know, menopause was an interesting time for us. We're married 42 years. It felt like we went through menopause for 41 of those years. But my poor wife, she went through hell with it. And I said to her, what is this like? Tell me what this menopause is like. She said, well, I feel like I'm burning from the inside out. I said, I get it. It's sort of like when I have a very spicy Italian meal. Well, I woke up a half hour later and she was standing over me with the frying pan. Not very happy about it. You know, I'm in bed one night and I hear bzzz, get all excited, a little loud, a little faster. Bzzz. I roll over all ready to go, and there she is with the little fan from her nightstand. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, bzzz. Never happened. Wrong buzzing in mind. You know, menopause is also Mother Nature's way of telling an Italian woman she's going to be dealing with facial hair for the rest of her life. My Nona, at age 70, had such a luxurious beard, she was asked to front for a ZZ Top cover band. All right, guys, that's my time. Let's welcome Harvey back to the stage. And be kind to your bartenders tonight, guys. Thanks.